explaining the laws of the construction of the Beis HaMikdash, and it's as if we're actually building the Beis HaMikdash now and doing the mitzvah of Asuli Mikdash. So the Rambam says a very fascinating thing. For 40 years, the Jews were in the desert, they had a Mishkan. The Mishkan was built by Moshe and the Bnei Yisrael, which was a portable, movable temple. It was made from the structure, and it goes through all the details. What happened to that Mishkan? Where is it?
Buried.
So it says when they entered Israel, the first 14 years was divided in two. The first 7 years they conquered the land, and then the next 7 years they divided it. It took 7 years to divide it because it was divided not by size but by quality. So it was divided. In those 14 years, they erected the Mishkan of Moshe in Gilgal. There's a place in Israel called Gilgal. Gilgal, they had that portable temple that Moshe built. They carried it with them to Israel. So they took it from the desert, they brought it to Israel. They built it in the Gilgal, and it stayed there for 14 years.
Shiloh.
Then, after that, they hid it. They buried it, and it still exists fully in Israel, buried in the tunnels. Then they built a Mishkan in the city of Shiloh, which was, the walls were made from stones. The roof, they used the curtains that they used in the building of Moshe, because Moshe's roof was material. The walls were wood, the cedar wood, and the roof was, so they, in Shiloh, they built a stone structure, but no roof. The roof was covered with the material curtain. That lasted for 369 years. So 14 and 369. That was destroyed, and the Pelishtim kidnapped the Ark and the Ten Commandments, and when they went to war, when the Jews went to war, they used to carry the Ark with them. That was like a guaranteed success. And the Pelishtim kidnapped it. They took it, because they knew that was the jewel of the Jewish people. They kept it for 7 months. Unfortunately, they were plagued with such major plagues for holding it that they wanted to get rid of it. So they brought it back to the Jewish city called Nov. And that's where they built another structure that they put the Ark and the Ten Commandments in this Nov structure. This Nov lasted for, let's say, 30 years. Then Shaul, the first Jewish king, destroyed the entire city of Nov. That was the whole story with David HaMelech. When David HaMelech ran away from Shaul, which Shaul wanted to kill David HaMelech, and Achimelech gave some food to David because he was running away. And Shaul felt that was like rebelling against the royalty, that you're giving food to my enemy. So he killed out the whole city of Kohanim, and God was upset. It was a terrible tragedy, so he destroyed the city of Nov, so there was no more Nov. So then they took the Ark, and they built a nice structure that lasted for 37 years, which is called Giv'on. You know what Giv'on is? It's, I don't know how, it's not so far from Jerusalem. Then they built the permanent structure that was built by Shlomo HaMelech. That's where it is, where the Mufti have their mosque that should be blown up soon. So the concept is, that's how it went. So why am I saying this? Because there's an interesting law. Are you allowed to, in your backyard, build a little structure for God, just like a stone, a structure, and bring a sacrifice to God? You know, I want to bring a donation.
No.
So one second.
2 days for barbecue.
It depends. When the Jews entered Israel, as long as they didn't have the Mishkan of, the permanent structure of the Mishkan of Shiloh, they were allowed to, in their backyard, bring a sacrifice to Hashem, not to idols, just to Hashem, on a bama. Bama is like a stone. You build it, and you can bring your own sacrifice as a donation to Hashem. So all these times that the Mishkan was not around, like it was destroyed by the Plishtim until they built it again and destroyed again, all those times they were allowed to bring sacrifice in their home. Once the permanent place was built in Yerushalayim, on Mount Moriah, which even after it's destroyed, you can't bring a sacrifice anywhere else. In other words, once that place was built, there's no other location you can build a home for God or make any bama anywhere. Finish. Once Yerushalayim is built, that's the place, that's where it's going to be, and that's it. So till you don't rebuild it there, you can't bring any sacrifice. So in the time of when they did the Mishkan for those 400 years, so it was 369 in Shiloh, 14 years in Gilgal, 30 years in Nov, 37 years in Givon. So they would build it at different places. And they were able to make structure, and you can do it in your backyard. Once they built the place that David HaMelech bought from Yevusi, Aravna HaYevusi, remember he paid money for it, and he bought that, which is interesting. There are 3 properties that Jews actually bought with money, not just conquering. They paid for it, and it's written in a deed on the 3 properties that the Goyim are fighting us today. The Ma'arat HaMachpelah, the Har HaMoriah, where the Mufti has the, Har HaMoriah, where the Mufti has the mosque, and where else? No, that's Ma'arat HaMachpelah. Kever, where Rachel, it says that, right, you remember he bought it, and what's his name? Yaakov Avinu bought the city of Shechem, Meya Kesita. He paid 100 Kesita. And these are the 3 places. Now they say it's theirs. Ma'arat HaMachpelah, for 700 years they didn't let us there. Yerushalayim, they're claiming it's theirs. And the UN and this guy Kerry, may he